Sup, and today I'm ranking every weapon in Season 25 of Apex without any bias factor. Let's get started and hope you enjoy. 33 Repeater is a heavy armor marksman rifle but is a hybrid of fast and strong. Repeater has a very strong damage per bullet. Repeater's main strength comes from its ability to charge. The longer you ADS, the more damage you do. The spam fire isn't that bad either. In my opinion, Repeater is a very solid poke weapon that can surprise with a huge tag. A tier. Alternator is a double-barreled light SMG that thrives in early game but falls off quickly. The damage per bullet and DPS is decent, but the Alternator has a good max size. The hipfire is insanely accurate and it has no recoil, just pull down. In my opinion, Alternator is a very solid weapon and consistent, but only in the early game. C tier. Bowcheck is a bow that is extremely quiet and has good straight speed. Bow has a very respectable damage per bullet and hip fire, but lacks on the DPS side. Although it may not have the best DPS, it doesn't require any ammo, so you can use those slots to carry more nades and meds. Speaking of nades, you can charge the bow with nades, making the arrows explode after a couple of seconds. In my opinion, the bow is very decent weapon and worth trying out. A tier. Carb is a SMG that is solid with many things. It has good DPS but average damage per bullet and max size. Due to it being an SMG, it naturally has good fire and the recoil is kinda hard compared to other SMGs. The main gimmick of this gun is that it can switch between its ammo type, what makes Car a very good attachment holder. It can do both heavy and light and carry both magazines. In my opinion, it's just not as good as in Titanfall, so I'm not using it usually. A tier. Dart Rifle is a sniper that can deal the most damage out of all snipers. Its damage scales with distance and you can do up to 198 damage to the head. You have to hit it from 200 meters though. Dart Rifle is the only sniper that has accurate hipfire. Dart Rifle has a full auto mode and it slaps, making the DPS way better. But the drawback is the wind-up and the barrel turns into the sun whenever you're trying to shoot, so you will be easily spotted. In my opinion, Dart Rifle is a very good sniper and it can be very brutal in the right hands. B tier. Devotion is an energy LMG that is currently the most meta weapon in the game. The main gimmick of Devotion is that the longer you shoot, the faster it shoots. It has one of the best DPSs in the game and a huge max size. The recoil is just awkward because it's mostly horizontal recoil, but it has very good hipfire. And if you get all purple attachments or better, it will be turbocharged and get to its maximum speed even faster. In my opinion, this is one of the best guns and the easiest guns in the game since you can just hipfire and shoot for a decade. S tier. EVA 8 is a fully automated shotgun that is just mid. It has mid damage and mid spread. It shoots fast, but it really isn't anything special. The DPS is very slow compared to many SMGs and in my opinion not worth running at all. C tier. The Flatline is an assault rifle that uses heavy ammo and packs a punch for its damage per bullet. The recoil is a bit on the harder side, but it's nothing too crazy. The Flatline has good DPS at max size, but I can't say the same for the hipfire. In my opinion, Flatline is a very solid gun with good DPS, mag size, and damage per bullet. The accelerator hop-up makes the Flatline even more of a viable pick, and definitely worth picking up. B tier. G7 Scout is a light ammo marksman rifle that sure packs a punch. G7 has one of the best DPSs compared to other marksmen. The recoil can be tough if you spam it, but sure does damage. In my opinion, it's the best and the most consistent marksman in the game and easily worth running as a primary poke weapon. A tier. Havoc is an energy-using assault rifle. Havoc has one of the best DPS in the game and it sure has some harder recoil. The hipfire is really inconsistent, but it's better than some. Havoc got the accelerator hop-up what helps it be noticed. The drawback is the wind-up time what makes Havoc very hard to use. In my opinion, Havoc is the most slept-on weapon in the game, and in the right hands, it can be the best weapon in the game. A tier. Hemlock is a burst weapon that uses heavy ammo. It got a buff this split, and now it shoots even faster, and now contesting Nemesis as being the best burst rifle in the game. Hemlock's damage per bullet and DPS is very solid. This gun has little recoil, and the hipfire is in my opinion, Hemlock is still a very solid weapon you can pick up and dominate. A tier. Hellstar is an energy LMG that is very solid. It has an okay damage per bullet but good DPS. The recoil is pretty easy to control and the hipfire does hit. The max is infinite, you just don't want to shoot for too long or you will overheat the gun. In my opinion, Alstar is a solid weapon that can pressure opponents forever and definitely worth a shot. B tier. Longbow is a sniper that is just bad. It has very poor fire rate, 4 damage per bullet, and 4 DPS. It's like trying to be a marksman but ended up being a sniper. In my opinion, it's the worst pokegun in the game and it's just trash. D tier. Mastic is a shotgun that has a horizontal spread. It has very good max damage and can two-tap through armored people. The DPS is solid but nothing too crazy. Pro tip, always ADS before shooting so the spread is tight. In my opinion, it's a good shotgun and very consistent. B tier. Mozambiques are full auto shotgun pistols that are very solid. They have good spread and good damage per shot with a good fire rate and max size. The DPS is the best out of all shotguns and in my opinion are very consistent and worth running as a shotgun. B tier. Nemesis is an energy using burst weapon that charges up when shooting so it shoots even faster. A fully charged Nemesis can burst down enemies very fast. Like burst weapons, normally Nemesis has very easy recoil. The hipfire isn't even that bad either. In my opinion, Nemesis is a very consistent weapon that can burst enemies down fast and easily. A tier. P2020s are light ammo pistols that can shoot for 5 years. They do a load of damage with their incredible damage per bullet and DPS. These bad boys have 0 recoil, but they introduce bloom which can be very annoying. They have a very big max size and are a force to be reckoned with. In my opinion, the 20s are one of the best close range guns currently and very much worth picking up. S tier. Prowler is the only burst SMG in the game and incredible Zepton. It got a buff that makes the recoil easier and a non-existent fire rate buff. Prowler has good DPS in burst and full auto and one of the best hipfire accuracies in the game. Also the max size is incredible. In my opinion, Prowler is the second best SMG in the game, but it's still brutally difficult. That's why you see controller players using it aim assist go brrr. A tier. R-301 is a light ammo based assault rifle that has very easy recoil. Although the recoil is easy, the R3 lacks significantly in DPS. The hipfire is kinda nice, but the R301 is mid at best and in my opinion not worth running, but for a new player it can be very good. C tier. R99 is a light SMG, whose main purpose is to empty his clip. R99 has the fastest fire rate in the game and you can feel that in its DPS. The magazine size is very small and the recoil is mediocre. In my opinion, R99 is one of the hardest weapons in the game, but it's also extremely rewarding. Also, it has been the best SMG in the game for many seasons and the same is true now. S tier. Rampage is a heavy LMG that can shoot for a century. It has incredible damage per bullet, but shoots very slowly, which makes the gun have very little recoil. It has very accurate hipfire. The gun can be charged with a thermite, what makes the gun really shine. As charged, it shoots even faster, and now can even break doors. In my opinion, it's really just worth running as a sling weapon with ballistic, it just doesn't compete with the other guns. B tier. RE45 is a full auto pistol that is just bad. The recoil, awkward. DPS, very bad. Hipfire, dog shit. This weapon has nothing going on with and in my opinion is the worst weapon in the game. D tier. Sentinel is a very good sniper. It has solid damage per bullet and good headshot damage. It is even better in the early game due to it having the ability to charge. The headshot damage will one-shot a white armor to the head, making it a good early game threat. In my opinion, it's very worth running as a sniper and very satisfying. A tier. Spitfire is a light LMG that can shoot for a long time. It has good DPS and very good damage per bullet, which makes it better than most assault rifles. Sure, the recoil is diabolical, but manageable. It has good hipfire and the bullets are never ending. In my opinion, Spitfire is a very solid weapon and worth considering. A tier. Volt is an energy SMG that has good damage per bullet. Volt's DPS is not the best, but it practically has no recoil, just full down. Volt has very good hipfire and is overall a very easy and good SMG to use. In my opinion, Volt is a strong weapon and can be a beamer. B tier. Wingman is a sniper ammo using pistol what all the bulk rate TTVs are using. It does nice damage and has good spray speed, but it's kinda just mid. The DPS is nothing compared to a good SMG and its range is worse than an assault rifle. Sure, it's flashy, but in my opinion just lacks damage for being a replacement for any other secondary. C tier. And this is the final tier list. What would have you changed? Comment down below and have a wonderful day. Bye!